Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the friction in engineering mechanics. First of all, we have to discuss the problem. A body of weight 100 Newton is placed on a rough horizontal plane and pushed by a force of 45 Newton as shown in figure in case 1, case 2, case 3. Okay, to just cause sliding over the horizontal plane, determine the coefficient of friction in all the three cases. In first case, one body is placed on a rough surface. At the same time, the 45 Newton force acts towards the rightward directions. At the time, the body will move towards the rightward directions. At the same time, the frictional force will be moves in the leftward direction. So at the time, what is the coefficient of friction in this case? Okay, in second case, one of the body is rest on rough horizontal surface. At the same time, the 45 Newton force acts towards the rightward directions. So the body moves movement also in rightward directions. When the body moves in rightward direction means the frictional force acted in leftward directions. At the same time, we have to find the coefficient of friction to this case. Next case C. Case 3. In this case, one body is rest on the surface, rough surfaces. At the same time, the 45 Newton force acts towards the leftward directions. When the body moves in leftward directions, means the frictional force acted in the rightward directions. So at the same time, we have to find the coefficient of friction of the given problem. Okay. First of all, we have to solve the problem. First of all, the force P is 45 Newton. Next, we know the frictional force. Frictional force equal to frictional force is equal to mu into nr. Mu means coefficient of friction. Nr means normal reactions. Okay. First, we consider the first case. In first case, this is a free body diagram for the first case. One body is rest on rough surfaces. At the same time, its weight is acts in downward directions. When the body is rest on the rough surface means its normal reaction is acts in opposite to its weight. Okay, now the weight is acts in downward direction. It's the normal reaction force acts in upward directions. Okay, in this case, we give the 45 Newton force towards the rightward directions. So when the body moves in rightward directions, so at the same time, the frictional force will be created in leftward directions. Okay, here the two vertical forces, two horizontal forces are acted here. Now we have to consider the sum of horizontal force equal to 0. Applying sum of horizontal component equal to 0 means here the one horizontal force, 45 Newton force, its direction is rightward directions. So it consider as a positive sign. So 45. Next here, when the body moves in rightward direction means the friction force moves in leftward directions. So the friction force moves in leftward direction means it gives it denoted as a negative sign. So minus Fm. So now we consider the horizontal component equal to 0 means these two horizontal forces are acted here. So 45 Newton acts in rightward direction. So it considered as 45 positive sign. Here the friction force acts in leftward directions. So it considered as a negative sign minus Fm equal to 0. So finally we solve this step. So Fm frictional force equal to 45 Newton. Next, we have to find the sum of vertical component equal to 0. Okay, applying sum of vertical component equal to 0 means here consider 1000 Newton. This is one vertical component. The normal reaction force in upward direction. This is one of the vertical components. So these two vertical components are acted in this cases. So 1000 Newton is downward direction. So downward means it's considered as a negative sign. So minus 100 the 100 Newton acts in downward direction. Okay, weight acts in downward direction, so it considered as a negative sign. Normal reaction, it acts in the upward direction, so it's considered as a positive sign. So here the vertical component is nr, because it's a vertical upward directions, minus 100 because it's a downward direction. Okay, nr minus 100 equal to 0. Here nr equal to 100 Newton. Okay, so Fm is equal to 45 Newton, Nr equal to 100 Newton. We know the formula, frictional force equal to mu into Nr. So we have to find the mu, coefficient of friction we have to find. So mu is equal to frictional force divided by NR. We know the Fm value 45. We know the NR value 100. So 45 divided by 100 equal to 0.45. Okay. Okay. Now we find the coefficient of friction for this component. Case 1, we have to find the coefficient of friction. So coefficient of friction value 0.45. Next, we consider the second case. This is the free body diagram for the second case. When the body is rest on the rough surfaces, at the same time its load acts in the downward directions. Its load is 100 Newton. It acts in downward direction. Okay. At the same time, the normal reaction force acts in upward directions. Okay. Here, when the body okay, here when the load acts in rightwards directions. Okay. So the body movement also towards the rightward directions. The body movement in rightward direction means the frictional force will be developed in leftward directions. Okay. Here 45 Newton force is inclined at a 25-degree inclination. So when the force in inclined condition means it's a inclined force. So inclined force means it will create one. It is separated as a horizontal force and a vertical force. Here horizontal force is like this in rightward direction. Here it's a vertical force in upward direction. It's a upward direction. Okay. Here horizontal force is 45 cos 25 degree. Here vertical component is 45 sin 25 degree. So rightward direction means it considered as a positive sign. Upward direction means it's considered as a positive signs. Okay. In this case, we consider first of all we have to consider sum of horizontal component equal to 0. Here the horizontal force is Fm. It's a leftward direction. Here horizontal component is 45 cos 25 degree. So these two horizontal forces are acted in this case. So 45 cos 25 degree acts as a rightward directions. So it's considered as a positive sign. So 45 cos 25. Here when the body moves in rightward direction means the frictional force moves in leftward directions. So its direction leftward means it's considered as a minus negative sign. So minus Fm. So 45 cos 25 minus Fm equal to 0. So finally Fm equal to 45 cos 25. So finally we simplify these values. Finally Fm is equal to 40.783 Newton. Next, we consider the vertical component equal to 0. Sum of vertical component equal to 0 in these cases. Here, three vertical components, 100 Newton also in downward direction, NR in upward direction. Here, 45 sine 25 degree. Okay, here vertical component is 45 sine 25 degree because the 45 Newton force is a inclined force, 25-degree inclined force. That inclined force is separated as a horizontal force, horizontal component and vertical component. Horizontal component is 45 cos 25 degree. Vertical component is 45 sin 25 degree. Okay, here consider vertical component. NR is in upward directions, so it's a positive sign. Here 100 Newton is a downward direction, so minus 100. Here the upward direction 45 sin 25 degree. This is upward directions. So 45 sin 25 equal to 0. So finally we conclude. Finally we simplify this step. So NR equal to okay, we have to find the NR. NR equal to 100 minus 45 sin 25 degree. Finally, we simplify this step. NR is equal to 80.99 Newton. So we know the formula mu is equal to Fm divided by NR. So mu is equal to here Fm value 40.783. Here normal reaction value 80.99. So finally, we have to find the coefficient of friction mu equal to 0.503. Okay. In third case, this is a free body diagram for the third case. In this case, one of the body is rest on one rough surfaces. At the same time, its load is acted in a downward direction. At the same time, its normal reaction acted in upward directions. Here, the 45 Newton force acts in leftward directions. So the body movement also towards the leftward direction. When the body moves in leftward direction means it's a frictional force movement in rightward directions. Okay, here also Here also the 45 Newton force acts in 25-degree inclination. So this is called inclined force. In this case, this inclined force is separated as a horizontal force and a vertical force. In this case, the horizontal force in downward direction, the vertical force in rightward directions. Okay, sorry, leftward directions. Leftward direction. Leftward directions. Okay, because it's a 45 Newton force acted towards the body. So its inclination is 25 degrees. So the inclined force is separated, one horizontal component, another one vertical components. So this is its horizontal components. Its direction is leftward directions. So its horizontal component is 45 cos 25 degree. Its vertical component is 45 sine 25 degree. So its direction leftward direction means it considered as a negative side. So minus 45 cos 25 degree. The vertical component also in downward direction means it's considered as a negative sign. So minus 45 sine 25 degree. Okay. Okay. In this case, we have to apply the sum of horizontal component equal to 0. Sum of horizontal component equal to 0 means here one horizontal force, here one horizontal force. In this horizontal force direction is in leftward directions. So leftward direction means minus because okay. Finally, its horizontal component is minus 45 cos 25 degree. 25 degree. Here, frictional force direction is in rightward directions. So its rightward direction means it's a positive sign. So Fm, okay, Fm minus 45 cos 25 degree equal to 0. So finally, we calculate Fm equal to 40.783 Newton. Next, we have to apply sum of vertical component equal to 0. Sum of vertical component equal to 0 means here three vertical forces are there. One weight downward direction weight. This is one of the vertical component. Here the upward direction of for a normal reaction. Okay, this is one of the vertical component. Here the inclined force vertical component. 45 sine 25 degree. Okay, three vertical components are there. So sum of vertical component equal to 0 means here NR upward directions. So plus NR minus 100 downward direction. Okay, minus 100. It's a downward direction minus 45 sine 25 degree equal to 0. So in this case, we have to find the NR values. So therefore, NR equal to plus 100 plus 45 sine 25. So we simplify this step, NR equal to 119.01 Newton. So finally, we have to find the coefficient of friction. Therefore, we know the formula mu is equal to frictional force divided by normal reaction. Frictional force equal to 40.783 divided by normal reaction equal to 119.01. So finally, we simplify this step, mu is equal to 0.342. Okay. Okay, in this problem, we find all the coefficient of friction for all the three cases. Okay, thank you. Thank you to all. We will see the next problem in next class. Thank you. Thank you to all.